Episode of the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast is brought to you by pmtlifestyle.com. Authentic Muay Thai lifestyle by Pu'u. Definitely go check out the website at pmtlifestyle.com for some awesome lifestyle merchandise. That's for those of you out there either involved in Muay Thai, looking at getting involved in Muay Thai, and embrace a healthier lifestyle to live the life of the Nak Muay. Go check it out.
I want to talk about Black Room at Deep Studios. If you enjoy the content of this podcast, you will definitely enjoy the value that you get out of the Black Room and being a member of the Black Room. What it is it's a subscriber-based way to support the podcast. If you enjoy the podcast and want it to continue, I'm asking for your help. And in exchange, you're going to get an underground view of Muay Thai, American Muay Thai, as well as within Thailand. We have people who are now working on the ground in Thailand that are helping us get media, content, all that stuff. We're posting it there on Black Room, as well as behind-the-scenes footage of the podcast recordings when we're recording. After I stop recording for stuff that we broadcast, we put some subscriber-based only content on there. So you're going to really get a lot of value out of that subscription. Okay, it's not just supporting the podcast. We also have podcast subscriber-only merchandise that's coming out as well here in 2024. So you have to be a part of the Black Room in order to get access to that. So I'm asking you for your help on that, but I know that it's not so much of you helping me. It's going to be us giving you a ton of value that you're going to get and just enjoy it. And it's only $5 a month. All right, you can cancel it anytime. Every little bit counts. Please go join it. The link is down in the show notes. All right. Anyways, sit back and enjoy the show. Welcome back to this episode of the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast. I'm Jonathan Pu'u, your host. I have over 18 years of Muay Thai experience working through fighting, coaching, officiating, and running multiple programs and founding a gym that's been around for over 10 years. So today we are going to go deep into the real truth about fighting in Thailand. If you ever dreamed about fighting in Thailand, fighting Muay Thai in Thailand, whether it's at a big stadium like Lumpini or Ratchathamnon, or just at a local festival, you just want to fight in Thailand, I'm going to break down what it's really like, the good, the bad, and the stuff nobody tells you. I personally spent many years traveling, training, and officiating Muay Thai within Thailand. I've seen it all. Fighters who thrive, fighters who get taken advantage of, and everything in between in the past 18 years of my Muay Thai career. So if you're thinking about making the jump to fight in Thailand, or you're just curious about how it works, this episode is for you. All right, this is going to be a really insightful episode. So before I get into it, I just want to give a shout out to our followers and supporters at the Black Room at Deep Studios. Without them, we wouldn't have some upgraded camera gear and lighting equipment here on YouTube, as well as this nice microphone that I'm talking into. If you enjoy the content here at Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast, please go subscribe. It's only $4. It's only $4.99 a month. All right, cancel it anytime. That money goes straight into the bank of helping the podcast. All right. So without further ado, let's go into our first part of this. Let's talk about the fantasy versus the reality of fighting in Thailand. So with that, we will start first with the fantasy, or what I like to call the fantasy, or living the dream, as I like to call it. Most people think fighting in Thailand means training all day in an authentic gym. All right. Fighting in world famous stadiums. It's amazing. All right. Not getting hurt, getting paid well to fight. All right. Keeping all your money, earning respect, and getting adopted into the Thai fight culture. It sounds amazing, right? Now, here's the reality. You're most likely fighting at a local bar, temple fair, or a small stadium before you even get close to the big name venues. All right. This is changing a little bit more as we get into more entertainment styles of Muay Thai that we've talked about here. Next, you won't get paid much, if anything, for your first few fights. You might be put in against a way more experienced opponent. This is going to happen, in our previous episode as well. We talked about this, is like when it comes into fighting, it's about money. Sometimes you're just going to get thrown to the wolves. All right. There's a chance your gym is also using you as a money maker without you realizing it, setting you up for bad matchups just to get paid for bringing someone to the fight, because they'll get paid just to get a fight on the card, especially in like these tourist areas. All right. So, and yet some fighters, this is what they love. All right. Because if you go in with the right expectations, Thailand can be one of the best places in the world to fight and grow as a fighter and a martial artist. But let's get into some of those details of why. So fights in Thailand are really set up well, but you have to really know what you're stepping into. You have to know the background, who's the promoter, where is the fight at, am I getting paid? Am I not getting paid? Is this guy a killer? Is not a killer? Are we going to find out who my opponent is when I get there and we're walking to the ring to go fight? Yes, it will be like that sometimes. So if you used to fight in the West, let me tell you, Thailand is a completely different game. All right. So here's how fights usually get set up in Thailand. There's really no official ranking system for your first fight to get started. It's all about who your gym knows when you're starting out. All right. They're going to be like, okay, they kind of assess you and they kind of want to see how you do, right? Just kind of throw you in. Weight classes are really flexible. There's not really official weigh-in for a lot of these lower level fights. You might be fighting someone way heavier or lighter than you. All right. Matchups are often made last minute, sometimes the day of the fight. All right. Or even before you're about to walk out to the fight. I've brought people there where they're sitting there and they're like, wait, this would be a better match based on their body types. All right. And they'll switch them right then. Yes, that is how it is. All right. So don't glamorize. If you're fighting in the West and you have an opponent, they switch up your opponent the week of or at weigh-ins. Don't worry. It's normal. Get used to it. All right. If you fight well, your gym might start betting on you to make some extra money as well. And this is where things can get tricky because anytime you introduce money, things get tricky, right? Many foreigners go in thinking it's a fair sport, but in reality, money runs everything in the sport. Muay Thai is a money sport, all right? When it comes into pro fighting, it's about money, all right? They don't have amateur in Thailand. They have pro. That's all you do. They start them fighting pro at 8 years old, all right? Because they need money. They want to make money. That's what they do, all right? In the West, we train for recreation, fun, fitness, self-defense, all the benefits that come along with it, which are, should be very grateful to be able to do. All right. So if you're fighting under a gym that doesn't have your best interests at heart, you might get thrown into the wolves, right? In bad matchups just so they can bet against you. All right. They don't care about you. They're going to get paid out regardless because they brought you to fight. All right. It's not always like this, but it happens more often than you think. All right. So you need to be aware of how things work before stepping into the ring. All right. I've had people who I met like, don't worry, you just win left kick. You fight this guy, no problem. And then when it comes up, it's like, okay. So for me, I was like, 67, 65 kilogram fighter. And they're telling me I'm going to fight. And so think 145, 147 pounds. Right. And they're trying to get me to fight a guy who weighed 80 kilograms. Okay. That is insane weight difference. All right. And just no. No, that's insane. So don't worry. And if I bought into that, man, I probably would have gotten killed. All right. So you got to be really smart about this stuff. So let's talk about the pay situation. How much do fighters really make? And here's the hard truth. Most foreign fighters in Thailand make barely anything. All right. Unless you're at the highest level, your fight purses are going to be pretty small. In our previous episode, I talked about this. If you want to watch it, it's going to be on episode 188 of the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast. You can watch it here on YouTube, or if you're listening, just tune back on if you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, wherever you're listening at. Just go to the last episode. You can learn more about that. All right. So let's talk about what fight purse sizes might be. For a local fight, you might get paid, let's say 3,000 baht, right? 2,000 baht. That's like 60 to 100 bucks. All right. Yeah. And that money goes further in Thailand, but it's not a whole lot. All right. So for mid-level fights too, you might get paid 10,000 baht. Think 500 bucks. All right. For one championship, RWS fighters, yeah, of course, they can make decent money. And the gambling stadium fighters, they make their money on bets. They have somebody who's bankrolling them for betting, and then they get a chunk in proceed of the betting money that goes out when they win their bet. If they don't win their bet, they don't get that much money. All right. So RWS and one championship fighters, they make decent money on their fight purses, but especially their knockout bonuses that one championship gives out. All right. And that's a long road to get there, though. It's not something you're going to get immediately right away. And here's where it gets worse. All right. If you're at the wrong gym, they would, And most gyms will take a percentage of your fight money if you are a sponsored athlete. I've had people reach out to me and say, how do I become a sponsored athlete in Thailand? Here's the thing. If you can pay the gym you want to fight out of to train, I recommend you do it. I've seen sponsored fighters, sponsored foreign fighters. I know how it goes. It is not an easy road, and not everybody is built for that shit. Okay? I'll just say that first and foremost. So if your gym covers your food and housing, they might take even more of your money. All right. If you're a sponsored fighter, they're taking a percentage. If they cover your food and housing too on top of it, they might take even more. All right. So that's $60, $100. That gets whittled down. Many fighters never actually see their full fight purse. The gym might keep it or use it to cover expenses, right? It is a business. Now, there are some gyms that treat their fighters fairly, but others, they treat their foreigners like walking ATMs. And they're fighters too. Sometimes it's like they invest a lot of money, or they pay a lot of money for a contract for a fighter. They're going to try to keep the best contract terms for the gym most of the time. Not all the time. There's some really, really good gyms out there that take good care of their fighters. I've heard them firsthand, and I've seen it. So you have to pick your gym wisely and know your worth. If you're paying for your gym, you should not be giving that cut to them. All right, you're paying customer. If they're doing some management stuff and doing other things, yeah, absolutely. Management fees, all that, marketing, that goes into it, right? Let's go into the experience. Is it still worth it? With all this stuff in mind, after hearing all this, you might be wondering, is Muay Thai even worth it? My answer, yes. If you do it right, here's why fighting in Thailand is still one of the best experiences a fighter can have. The level of Muay Thai experience you gain is completely unmatched, all right? You'll get way more fight experience in a short amount of time. You'll learn how to fight with strategy and not just power, not just muscling. You'll get to train in the birthplace of Muay Thai and be around the culture. But you have to keep in mind, you have to pick the right gym. You need to understand the business side of Muay Thai. It is a business. You need to go in with realistic expectations. If you do those things, fighting in Thailand can be one of the best experiences of your life. I've seen it. I've seen people make their careers by fighting in Thailand. I've seen it happen. So here's just some of my final thoughts on this and some of my advice for fighters going to Thailand, or that's your goal, right? If you're serious about fighting in Thailand, here's my best advice for you. All right. Do your research on the gym. Not all Thai gyms are the same. Some will take care of you. Others will use you as a cash cow. Keep in mind, 500 to 1,000 Thai baht for you to go fight, and they pocket all that money and they don't give it to you. That's how that will look like if they're taking advantage of you, okay? Look at reviews, talk to fighters who've been there, and ask smart questions before committing to a gym. Understand the money situation. If you think you're going to town to get rich on fighting, you're in for a really rude awakening, all right? Have some savings or income streams before you go. Be ready to fight often. If you're a beginner, expect to fight on short notice with minimal prep a lot of the times. The more you fight, the more you'll gain in experience and respect, and you will get better matchups. And people will seek out for you to fight on their shows, all right? Especially if you're doing your marketing, you're making a name for yourself, all right? And next, just enjoy the process. Even with the challenges, like the times where you might be sitting there crying in your room or in a shared room, all right? Or just trying to hide the fact that you're crying. Fighting in Thailand is a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and there will be lots of cry, all right? Embrace the grind, the culture, and the lessons you will learn along the way, because you will make some connections for a lifetime when you go there, because it's just an international hub. It's like the Hollywood of martial arts. So if you've been thinking about fighting in Thailand, hopefully this gives you a real look at what to expect. I don't want to discourage you from pursuing this, but it's good to have a real perspective on the sport when you go into the jungle that is Muay Thai in Thailand. The more you understand this, the easier it will be to swallow the hard lessons that will come your way while you are there. And if you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe to the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast. Hit the subscribe button here on YouTube. If you are listening to this on any major podcasting platform or watching it, drop a comment. It helps us. All right. You can also DM me on Instagram at Pu'u Muay Thai if you have any questions, or drop a note in the Black Room, VIP supporters at Teep Studios. With that said, until next time, Sawadee Cup. All right. That's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in today to the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast. If you enjoy the content, go leave a review over on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Give us a rating. It means the world to us. Also, if you want to be a guest on the Pu'u Muay Thai Podcast, or if you just want to shout out to your friend, go check us out at podcast.pu'umuaythai.com. You can submit to be able to be a guest on the podcast. You can submit what you want to talk about. Also, if you want to just give a shout out, there's a button for that too. Sawadee Top.